Every few decades, the world turns its eyes to a tiny chimney in the Vatican. White smoke rises. A new pope has been chosen. But what really happens behind those locked doors? Is it just a vote, a ceremony, or something far more sacred, more secretive? In this video, we're pulling back the curtain. We'll uncover how the leader of over 1 billion Catholics is truly chosen. The Pope isn't just the head of the Catholic Church. He's the spiritual father to more than 1 billion people across the globe. His words shape doctrine. His decisions echo through history. But when a pope dies or steps down, how does the Church choose the next one? It's a process steeped in centuries of tradition, solemn, secretive, and unlike any other election in the world. In this video, we'll walk through how the pope is chosen, who votes, what happens behind those closed doors, and what the world is really seeing when the smoke begins to rise. We'll also separate fact from fiction, because not everything you've heard about the papal election is true, and we'll explore what makes the Pope's voice so unique, how, in 2,000 years of history, no solemn teaching of the papacy has ever contradicted another, a mystery, a promise, and perhaps a glimpse of something greater at work. The men who elect the Pope are called cardinals, senior clergy appointed by the Pope himself. Many are archbishops, theologians, or Vatican officials chosen for their wisdom, leadership, and faithfulness. Together, they form the College of Cardinals, an advisory body to the Pope, and the group entrusted with choosing his successor. Only cardinals under the age of 80 are eligible to vote. Today, they number just over 100, a gathering that spans continents, cultures, and languages. When the time comes, it is these men who gather in Rome to elect the next vicar of Christ. The papacy traces its roots back to Peter, the fisherman called by Christ to feed my sheep. But the method for choosing Peter's successors has changed over the centuries. In the earliest days, bishops and the Christian community in Rome had a voice. At times, emperors tried to interfere. The need for a protected spiritual process grew. In 1059, Pope Nicholas II reformed the election, giving the College of Cardinals the exclusive right to choose the Pope. By 1274, the Conclave system was introduced. Cardinals would be locked away until a decision was reached. It was a way to strip away worldly pressure and invite the guidance of the Holy Spirit. Today, those ancient protections remain, guarding the most sacred election on earth. When the papal seat is vacant, sede vacante, the cardinals are summoned to Rome. They gather first in prayer. Then, after a final mass, they process into the Sistine Chapel, beneath Michelangelo's breathtaking ceiling, where the conclave will begin. Once inside, the doors are locked, and the world is shut out. No visitors, no advisors, no journalists, no mobile phones, no recording devices, no communication of any kind. The rules are strict, and they are enforced. The Swiss Guard, the elite soldiers of the Vatican, stand watch outside the chapel to ensure the sanctity of the process. And remarkably, despite centuries of political interest and modern technology, no photo or video has ever leaked from inside a conclave. The cardinals are there for one purpose alone: to listen, through prayer and silence, for the one who has been called to sit on the chair of Peter. It is not treated as a political election. It is seen as a sacred duty, a search for God's will. The voting begins in silence. Each cardinal writes the name of his chosen candidate on a ballot. He folds it, approaches the altar, and places it carefully into a golden chalice, Swearing his vote is given in good faith. The ballots are counted and read aloud. To be elected pope, a candidate must receive a 2/3 majority. Not a simple majority, but overwhelming unity. If no one is elected, the ballots are burned with chemicals to send up black smoke, signaling to the crowds that discernment continues. But when a name finally receives the needed votes, the ballots are burned with a special mixture, and from the chimney above the Sistine Chapel, white smoke rises into the Roman sky. The world holds its breath. A new pope has been chosen. Inside the chapel, the newly elected pope is asked a sacred question. Do you accept your canonical election as supreme pontiff? If he says yes, he is asked, by what name shall you be called? The new pope chooses his papal name, often signaling the legacy or inspiration he hopes to embody. He is dressed in papal white, robes prepared in 3 sizes, for a choice no one could predict. Then he is led to a small private chapel to pray. Only after these sacred private moments does he step forward, onto the balcony of St. Peter's Basilica. There, the world hears the ancient words, Habemus Papam. We have a pope, and for the first time, the world sees the new shepherd of the Catholic Church. Over time, many myths have clouded the truth about how the pope is chosen. It's just a political election. False. While human factors exist, the process is rooted in prayer, tradition, and the search for God's will. Anyone can be elected. Partly true. Technically, any baptized male Catholic could be chosen, but for over 1,000 years, popes have been selected from among the cardinals. Outside powers influence the election. False. Strict rules of secrecy protect the conclave from political interference. The white smoke means an instant appearance. False. After the smoke, there is still preparation, acceptance, choosing a name, dressing, and prayer. The Pope is not considered personally perfect, nor are all his words free from error. But when he formally declares a doctrine of faith or morals, speaking ex cathedra or from the chair of Peter, the Church teaches that he is divinely protected from error. This is known as Papal Infallibility, a rare and extraordinary protection for the truth entrusted to the Church, and history bears witness to it. Across 2,000 years, through every crisis and change, no infallible papal declaration has ever contradicted another. Not once. In a world where leaders often reverse course or abandon the past, the consistency of the Church's teaching shines as a sign, a promise kept, a foundation that does not crumble, a visible reminder that the words of Christ are not just history, they are still being fulfilled. You are Peter, and on this rock I will build my church, and the gates of hell shall not prevail against it.